We are here to announce some huge breaking news. Jurgen Klopp is to step down as Liverpool manager at the end of this season.
What the actual... I'm absolutely speechless. This is not how I wanted to... Do you know what? Forget it. Just go to the intro. Go to the intro. Hello and welcome to probably what is going to be the saddest and most morbid Let's Get Down to Business podcast I think I've ever done. So this was literally like, what, 2 hour turnaround?
Yeah, something like that. Quick turnaround.
Yeah, so...
Emergency pod.
Yeah. Heartbreaking news today for the likes of myself that Jurgen Klopp's leaving Liverpool at the end of the season. Absolutely came straight out of left field. There's been no rumours, no kind of Chinese whispers or anything. It just got dropped today. So I thought, yeah, definitely need to
address it,
have a chat about it. I've done a bit of research as well. I think so. One of the things that I want to talk about more than anything, and don't think that I'm coming at this from a Liverpool bias, but like...
But you are.
No, I'm not. I want. It's more of a debate thing, but I want to know, like, is he potentially the best Premier League manager ever?
He's potentially, but I don't think he is. He's in the discussion, but I don't think he is.
So I've been having a look today. I've been doing a bit of research.
You got some numbers?
I've got some numbers. So he started in October 15, replaced Brendan Rodgers. So basically, I had a look at clubs' net spend from the last 10 years. So I've got them here. I mean, I suppose this is a bit of an exception to Fergie, innit? Because we can bring that up later. So this is all across Europe. Clubs' net spend on transfers in and out over the last 10 years. So this is top 10. So you've got in number 10, West Ham, minus 452 mil. Number 9, AC Milan, minus 467. 8 is Spurs, minus 522. 7, Barcelona, minus 568. Toon, in at number 6, minus 575. Then Man City in number 5. Big jump up here. Minus 734 mil. And you've got Arsenal. Surprising that Arsenal above Man City in number 4 at minus 747. PSG.
Is that because it's stadium though?
No, this is just purely net spend on transfers. So this is transfers in and out. This is nothing to do with anything else. This is purely transfers in and out. Number 3, PSG, minus 866. 2 is Chelsea, minus 886. And then this is mind blowing. Number 1's Man U, 1.2 minus 1.2 bill.
You can believe that. So
Liverpool are even in the top 10. Now, I've had a look at where we are. I think we're roughly number 12. And I think...
But they've had some decent sales, haven't they? Some really decent sales.
Well...
Coutinho, Torres...
So this were kind of... One of the main things which I think have formed this topic. So, Klopp's had to sell to buy.
Yeah.
So one of the biggest things, one of the most well-known transfers in his era was he sold Coutinho, which at the time was our best player. He was absolutely on fire when we sold him. I think Barcelona, there's different figures knocking around, but it was around about
140 million, wasn't it?
Yeah, 135 to 140 million apparently. And straight away, he bought Alisson and Van Dijk, which has pretty much been half the spine of his team for the last 5 years. And I think that alone, and especially I suppose both really, because the Van Dijk signing he wanted before, he wanted in the summer.
Yeah. Well, if you remember, Coutinho wanted to go a year before, and it made him, asked him to stay on another year.
Yeah. and then he had all these back injuries.
Did he?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. I wasn't obviously as close as you were, but...
And don't get me wrong, but Man City can... Don't get me wrong, they've done some quite shrewd signings recently, but they can splash the cash card. And I remember back in the day, Fergie, Man U always signed the best players.
Whoever they wanted, they got.
Yeah.
No matter
going back to like... I might not be right on the year here, but Andy Cole, 94, 95, 7 mil?
7 mil, yeah.
Yeah. At the time was ridiculous money. And then you got like Van Nistelrooy, like 30 odd mil, Veron.
Say Veron, 35.
Do you know what I mean? Like, they always sign the best players. And at the time, it's because there was the richest club. And, and this kind of comes back full circle to my question about Klopp. He's literally had to do it on pretty much, I won't say shoestring budget, because we have spent money. But he's had to be very savvy in where he spends it.
Well, he's had to create the money himself, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's had to find that money from somewhere.
Yeah.
To be able to find that money to be able to sell them players and keep at a standard.
Yeah.
And then bring in some of a better standard than they had before is pretty hard to do, and he's done it, hasn't he, to be fair.
Honestly,
I really like him. There was a talk not long ago, who would you rather play for, Klopp or Pep?
Well, again, this could be one, and he like...
I couldn't answer that. I think Klopp you'd have more fun, because he seems like a fun kind of guy.
Yeah, he seems like a more...
Pep's more intense, but I think you'd learn more from Pep.
It's a difficult one with Pep in it, because don't get me wrong, I ain't taking anything away from him. The guy's an absolute genius. Like, he's class at what he does. He was a class player. Obviously, he's come through the Barca ranks, hasn't he? Probably one of the best ever Barcelona teams he managed.
Yeah.
Or especially one of the best Barca teams that we've ever seen in our...
Just teams.
Yeah, one of the best teams of the last, probably, 5 or 6 or so generations?
Yeah.
But he's always had money. When he was at Barca, he had money, and he had Messi. When he went to Bayern, he had basically a pot of gold in terms of like the German funds. He was at the best club in Bayern. He's come to City, he's had the funds, and I don't...
Well, it's a bit like Mourinho as well, though, really. Maybe not towards his latter end, but he were like Chelsea, shitload of funds, Inter Milan, shitload of funds, Real Madrid, shitload of funds.
Yeah.
Back to Chelsea, shitload of funds, and then it just from there. That's when it started dying off via Man U, your Spurs,
and that's why I think,
Roma.
and that's why I think like he's Klopp on that level, just slightly above him, because of the fact that he's almost had to like players like Gini Wijnaldum and Jordan Henderson. He made them look class.
Gini were already quality in a black and white shirt, though.
Yeah, but that's because you're looking for... He's a good player, but he's a good player. That's what he is. And in that Liverpool side, he was brilliant. Like, at what he did. He won, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
He was brilliant no matter what.
And I don't know, I just think...
He definitely made Jordan Henderson a better player.
Yeah.
Well, he got a lot of shit, didn't he, to be fair?
He got a load of shit, and don't get me wrong, I think that was kind of testament to him as a person as well. Liverpool wanted to offload him to Fulham. He wanted to stay and fight for his place, and straight away, I think obviously Klopp came in and put his arm around him and said, "Look, you're my skipper." And yeah, I think that elevated him and gave him the confidence he needs to think, right, yeah, I am actually skipper of Liverpool, because big shoes to fill as well, taking over Gerrard.
Yeah. I think he's definitely a better man manager. I think people would relate to Klopp a lot more than you would Pep or Fergie.
Yeah.
Because I think I think I would presume, looking from the outside in, people would fear Fergie and Pep more than would Klopp.
Yeah, but if you see him on the sidelines, he can give a bollocking, can't he?
Yeah, no, he can. Don't get me wrong, but you see him sort of having a bit of a laugh, joking, and and end of a game he'll grab hold of one of his players and he'll be laughing, he'll be joking, he'll be enjoying a victory or whatever. Whereas Pep will be at the end of it and they've just won 5-0 and he'll be grilling Kyle Walker for blah 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 blah. And it's like it's just intense. When are you going to enjoy something?
Well, I think
you've got to play football to enjoy it, and I think Klopp makes you enjoy football.
And I think that's why he's calling it a day, because you get your players like you get your managers like Pep, and I was listening on radio the other day on TalkSport, and they're on about Arsene Wenger, and like he's the guy's nearly 80-year-old or something, and he's still involved in football and he's still doing stuff, and you're like, mate,
retire,
and
live your life.
He just can't, and they were saying like to the detriment of his family, he's literally all his life's just been football.
I always think this, like Roy Hodgson, is not on them level, but like, when are you going to give it a rest, man?
And I think that's with Klopp now. And obviously he did the same with Bayern, with Dortmund. He got to a point where he just said, I've had enough, didn't he? He literally said it was too much for me. Took the time out. And at the time, he took the Liverpool job while he was on holiday with his family. He actually didn't want to come back. But I think it was like his sons basically said, Dad, it's Liverpool, you've got to take it.
Well, Pep did it as well, didn't he, after Munich? He went to America, lived in America, I think, for a bit.
Did he?
Said having some time out, and City came
calling.
So I think these managers who are so intense, they're greats. Probably do need.
But
Fergie never really had anybody to rival him, did he? Long term, apart from Wenger.
Until Wenger came later on in I say later on. It was like towards the latter of his tenure, wasn't it?
I mean, it's hard to say. It probably wasn't as intense as like Klopp v Pep, but it probably was. It probably was as intense.
I think the game's a bit more tactical now, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot. Yeah.
Obviously, I know Wenger brought a lot of tactics to the game, and he brought a lot of stuff outside the game as well, didn't he? Like the new
diet and nutrition, weren't they famous for?
Yeah. Well, there was a big thing in Liverpool that apparently Souness tried to do that at Liverpool.
Souness.
No, I'm not saying Souness is even in that same bracket as any of them guys, but just on about like the diet thing. He tried doing that at Liverpool, but everyone kind of not laughed it off, but they poo-pooed it basically, because it was like, hang on a minute, you've basically come from the era where like you're drinking it back at bus after games and that, and all of a sudden you're trying to tell us not to do that now, and it wasn't really received. And then like you say, fast forward so many years and Wenger's like, absolutely not, literally knocked it all on head. But coming back to Klopp anyway, I've got his honours here just to. So, you're laughing at?
I've got something to say once you've nailed these, because some. Yeah, go on.
I'm going to go on his. Well, chill. I'll do them all then. So, he's got two.
Can I just say before you start this? Before he came to Premiership, wasn't he known as a serial loser because he'd never won a cup?
He'd lost. I've actually got his cup losses as well.
I'm going to say, because I can remember him coming and like, why Liverpool bringing him in? He can't win a cup. And I think he got to a couple of finals and lost with Liverpool.
Well, let's go through this then. Yeah, so.
But I've seen it.
He's got a German Super Cup winners medal. He's got two German Super Cups, a German Cup, and two German leagues. So he won back-to-back leagues, which in them days as well, with his. Don't get me wrong, he had one or two maybe world-class players, didn't he? But like he had Lewandowski were kind of just peaking, wasn't he? Came to Liverpool. So then when he came to Liverpool, we got into two finals straight away. We got to the League Cup final, got beat with City, and then we got to the Europa League final, and we got beat by Sevilla.
Probably they win it every time, don't they?
So, but it was more to do. So he got that tag about the cup because he'd got to the Champions League final before with Dortmund, and he lost that. And then fast forward to season 17-18 with Liverpool, we got to the Champions League final and he lost that, and that's when he got this tag. But obviously following that,
a bridesmaid, as Simon Jordan would say.
Is that what he calls him?
He don't call him it, but the people who are like serial losers.
Right, okay. So following that, 18-19 Liverpool Champions League final. Then came 19-20 Premier League, first time in 30 years. Flew for Club World Cup to follow that. UEFA Super Cup winners, and then we did the League and League Cup and FA Cup double in 21-22. That's when we were chasing that quad season, wasn't it? And I didn't. You just think as well, there'd easily be another couple of Premier Leagues on there if it weren't for how strong City were.
Well, how many times did they get over 90 points?
I don't know off the top of my head.
I don't know if you know this, Fergie never got to 90 points.
Did he not really?
How mad is that?
No way. That's what I'm saying. The
I've heard
levels.
a few stats today. So
The levels are ridiculous. And I do think, you've got to take your out. Again, I know I'm a Liverpool fan. I know it's going to come across as I've been biased, but how he's managed to even keep up with, because to be fair, apart from last season really when we absolutely fell off edge of a cliff and Arsenal kind of stepped up a level, no one's even come near City apart from us. Nobody.
No, they haven't.
Remember Jose walking away from Man U and got to second, he was like, oh, that's one of my greatest ever achievements, and everyone laughed at him like, what's he on about? And then fast forward now, looking back, you're actually like, friggin' hell, yeah, to get that team
With that team,
to second were unbelievable. But
I don't think you could ever, back to one of your original questions, I don't think you could ever say, is he better than? I think there's just an era of probably Fergie, Wenger, Mourinho, Pep and Klopp are your best 5 managers in Premier League. What order you put them in is each person's opinion.
Go on then.
Whether it's cup wins, general wins, losses, I don't think you could ever put them in an order.
Well, let's do it.
My order might be different. Well, probably will be different to yours, but it doesn't make mine right to yours. It's just.
Go on then. What would your top 5? Just Premier League.
Well, they're the top 5 for me.
What order would you put them in?
God.
Come on, let's wrap it up with a top 5.
It's difficult because because you're current now.
Yeah.
I'd be more likely to go Pep and Klopp as 1 and 2. And then go.
But we lived through the Fergie era, though, didn't we?
But so it's in the back of your mind now, innit? So you think, well, you don't remember how good they actually were at the time. But I think I probably would go Pep, Klopp, Fergie, Mourinho, Wenger.
What is Wenger of them 1?
5.
Ah.
So it's number 1 Pep, 2 Klopp, 3 Fergie, 4 Mourinho, 5 Wenger.
Wow.
I think is what I'd do. But I wouldn't argue with that in any. Well,
see the Liverpool fan in me wants to go straight away 1 Klopp, but I don't know. You've got to look at trophies, haven't you? And as much as I think he's an absolute bell end, Jose Mourinho's just an absolute serial winner. A serial winner. And I just think now, I know we go off script a bit, I think now, England need to snap him up while he ain't got a job.
Agree.
Just literally give that guy, a 2-year contract.
Give him this Euros. Get him out now, Southgate. I mean, I'm all about Southgate. I like him.
They're not going to do that.
I'm all about Southgate. I'm nothing against him. But I think now is the time. Mourinho, he'd take it as well. Because he knows he'd get his biggest paid job in international football. And he's all about the money, isn't he?
Right. I'm going to say 5 Wenger. So hard. 5 Wenger, 4 Mourinho.
Same.
Is it? 3 Pep. No, do you know what? Sod it. Fuck it. I'm going to go 5 Wenger, 4 Pep. Just the fact that he's always had the best players in the money. And then I'm going to go Mourinho, Fergie, Klopp.
Right, so just on your last comment there then.
Yeah.
He always had the best players. Didn't Fergie always have the best players?
Yeah, but
So what's the difference there?
I don't know.
Didn't Wenger at one point have the best players? And
yeah, I suppose he did.
So
I'm just looking at trophies. But I suppose I've got Klopp as number 1. He's probably got least trophies out of them
I
all.
was going to say you'd have Fergie number 1 then, wouldn't you?
Yeah, true. But
like I said, you could argue any way, which way possible, and each one of them is probably.
I can't actually believe he's going. He's severed.
He's going. Like I said, I think it's mad how the club's known since November, and I know it's only what 2.5 months.
Well, do you know
how they've been able to keep that quiet?
Well, this is exactly the reason why I think it's come out. This is because I think the risk of anyone leaking that is, and he owes it to himself to go out on his shield. So they said like a boxer, don't you want to go out on your shield, and I just think
I just think it'll kick Liverpool on massively. I think right, this is now we are doing it for Klopp to send him off. I don't know. I think
has it put unnecessary pressure on the players now, though?
I don't think so.
Do you reckon?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it may well, but I don't think so. You'll think that because you'll think of all the negatives and the. Whereas I don't think so. I think they'll be going out and they'll be playing, thinking,
let's do it for him.
Yeah, we're doing it for him here.
Yeah.
Everyone will be doing that extra little bit.
I hope so. But yeah.
But who's coming in?
It's got to be Alonso, I reckon, isn't it?
Were the other one that's been touted?
I don't know.
There were Alonso and someone else, and I thought never even thought about him.
Stevie?
No, it's not going to be Stevie.
Is it chuff going to be Stevie?
Oh, it would a proper legit good. It's going to really bug me that because I'm not going to remember.
Well, let us know who you wanna. The Liverpool fans, let us know in the comments who you want to get in. But yeah, sad day for the Reds. Look at Ted, he's sad. There's not that many good managers out there anymore, though.
No.
Or they don't seem to be. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for this. Liverpool contending. Liverpool manager contenders. Is that right?
I don't know, yeah.
Roberto De Zerbi.
Yeah.
I think that's a great call. Don't get me wrong, I think it's got to be Alonso, but I think De Zerbi's a great call.
It's not a bad one. He's done really well. Obviously, you taking over from Potter, and everyone was raving about Graham Potter, wasn't they? How good he was, and he seems to have kicked Brighton onto another level beyond what Potter did. So, yeah, it's not a bad shout, but
a bit underwhelming.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's one of them, and I just think.
But your sporting director's left as well, isn't it? End of this month. He's been there since June.
I think he only had either a 6 or a year-month contract anyway. He was only coming in short term, so I think there's obviously
a change. So there were talks saying like, is all this coming out now? Is the club going to be going up for sale very shortly?
Who knows? Listen, the club's in a good position. I know people are kind of going down a different path here. Everyone bangs on. There's a lot of haters out there for FSG, but I don't mind. I think they took the club from a real dark place when Hicks and Gillette had us, sorted all that out. They've paid for a new main stand. They've paid for a new Anfield Road end. They've done a state-of-the-art training complex, and look at all this stuff now with like Everton and Chelsea and City. Everyone's moaning, why aren't we signing this player? But we can't. We can't do it. It's like Newcastle now.
I know.
It's frustrating, isn't it? But you hear all these people that are just not, they just want to go and sign the Mbappes and that. It's like, look, we just can't afford to do it, and that's why I think kind of Klopp is maybe on a level above just the simple fact that he's been able to do it and he's been able to coach and even now, like, he's kind of built all this Liverpool 2.0. And listen, Fergie did that the day.
I mean, I know, like, before I know you'll have heard a lot more than I will about your Shankleys and your Paisleys. But there's people that saying he's on their level. What's your thoughts on that?
It's hard because obviously they're way before my time, and you only hear stories and videos and stuff like that, and it's really difficult because
you obviously eclipses Rafa, Houllier.
Yeah, anyone in kind of my time. So from
Roy Evans.
Yeah, like obviously I was about when Souness started. I can't really remember it. I was really young. So yeah, Roy Evans is more from what I remember. He surpasses all of them and some. He'll definitely have some sort of statue. I mean, I'd be surprised if they don't name
a stand after him.
Yeah, I just think that new Anfield Road end now they've just built it. Like, call it the Klopp end.
You can't call it the Klopp end. It sounds a bit. I mean, there's no rude in there, but it sounds as though that could be like.
I just think it's got a good ring to it. Like, he'll get something, whether it's a stand or a statue or something. I think he deserves something because he completely transformed the club, and he's just got it. He just got
what Liverpool were about.
They're
a similar club to Dortmund, aren't they?
Yeah,
they had a similar club.
Yeah.
In a weird way. But what's your thought? Where's he going to go? I mean, obviously he says he's going to want a year out. Do you think he's going to go? As he said, he's not going to manage anyone else in England, hasn't he?
I think he would.
Well, he's already said he won't.
Yeah.
So, does he go to Spain, Madrid, Barca? Because who is it talking about leaving already? Isn't he, Xavi? From Barca.
Yeah, but why would you want to go there? Them clubs are in turmoil at the moment. Barca is. He's like.
I think he goes to Germany, as in national team.
He might do. I could see him being one of these guys where he'll probably want to live his life. He'll want to enjoy his life. You know, he's a really family-orientated guy. You know, you don't really hear anything outside of football. You don't hear anything about him, do you? Excuse me. And I think he will. I think he'll retire early. You know, he'll probably go into punditry because he'd be great on TV, wouldn't he? He's a character, isn't he?
He is a character.
He does ramble on a bit, like when he in press conferences.
Ask him one question and it's 20 minutes later and he's still answering that one question.
Yeah.
With his gnashers hanging out.
No, I don't know.
I think he'll go back to Germany though. I don't think he'll be punditry in our country.
No.
He might do it on Champions League.
Yeah, I want to say he might do bits and bats, but yeah.
I don't see him on with Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher. Monday Night Raw.
He might do.
Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Football.
Yeah. Watch this space, but yeah, sad day for all us Reds. But yeah, not the best start to the weekend, but hopefully you can enjoy it somewhat. And yeah, take care. See you on the next one. Ta-ra for now.